Hey guys, welcome back. Today is a new makeup releases and are they going on my wish list or not? This series is inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series, so I will link all of her information down below as well as the Instagram accounts that I follow where I find all my makeup news. Ooh, my 2-year giveaway is almost over, so just make sure that you do that. There'll be a link down below and the video will be up in the iCards if you want to check that out. But thank you guys so much for being with me here for 2 years. I do have a little yuck in my throat, so I probably should get a cough drop before I get started. This look I did film. I'm not sure if I got it up Friday or I filmed this on Thursday. So if I didn't get it up on Friday, it'll be coming this week. It is a new brand that I have tried. If I did already have it up, it'll be up in the iCards as well. Okay, let's get started with ColourPop. So first of all, they've got the Valentine's Day collection out, which launched Friday. And it is the All That palette. And I am not super interested in it. I feel like the packaging does more for it than the shadows do. I feel like it's a very neutral with a little bit of a pink undertone palette to it. But I don't feel like there's a lot of depth to this palette. Definitely not something that's going on my wish list. Let's see what else is in this collection. Looks like there's some glitterly obsessed things. I don't know if any of this is new. Some lashes, which I'm loving. They're lashes, by the way. Lip tints, which I also love the lip tints. And some liners. So I'm probably not picking any of those things up. It's just not a super intriguing palette to me. This next product, it's Salt New York. I saw this on Indie Makeup Spotlight. Salt New York mini palette. I've never heard of Salt New York, but this is so cumbersome. It's like a wallet, but it's a cream eyeshadow shades for $42. All of that is a mess to me. Like, first you've got this super large packaging with this wallet type thing. Then you've got cream eyeshadows, which are not great. And it's $42. Or you can get just the outside packaging for $20 if you really want that. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. Not on the wish list. What is this? This is Makeup Maniac Cosmetics. I was so surprised to see this because it's so big, and typically Makeup Maniac Cosmetics does a very smaller curated palettes that kind of intrigue me. This does not intrigue me. First of all, it has way too many glitter eyeshadows in it. And second of all, I feel like there's not a cohesive color story to it. Like, it's a lot of randomness, perhaps. It's $35. I don't know anything about the quality of Makeup Maniac Cosmetics. If I were going to try it out, it would not be with this palette. It is definitely not on my wish list. Oh my gosh, somebody asked on one of my videos, and I thought it was funny. Y'all, your comments crack me up. I never get upset by comments. If anything, I need to be better at responding to them. But somebody asked, is this a anti-haul or a will I buy it? But some weeks, it ends up being an anti-haul because there's nothing exciting in the new releases. It's not my fault. But it does work out better for me if there's less that I want to get because I am on a low buy. I still haven't decided what this year's low buy looks like. All I know is I've only made 2 purchases in January that were fairly inexpensive. So I'm doing good so far with whatever it ends up being. I've purchased nothing from Ulta so far. Just 2 little smaller purchases that I've made. So anyways, we are moving on to Hourglass. Has got some 3-pan ambient lighting palettes. I don't know if they've ever had 3-pan before. I don't feel like I've ever seen them. I was super disappointed by the ambient lighting 6-pan edit palette that I got. I did not feel like it offered me anything that I don't already have in my collection at a much more affordable price. I will not be picking this up. It is not on my wish list, and honestly, I don't recommend it. I know people love it, so that's why I was so excited. For years, I've wanted to try it, and I tried it, and it was like, what's happening here. So not on my wish list. Natasha Denona has the Love palette out. It's $65 and it is 15 different shades. And then she's also got a cheek palette out. Oh my gosh, you guys. Do I have it up here? I don't, because I used it today. The cheek palette that we got in, I don't remember which one it's called. It was another cheek palette that we got in our Boxy Premium box. Was my favorite blush of 2019 by far. This one looks a little more shimmery than the one that I got, so I don't know that I would love it. Definitely not picking it up because of the price, and I already have one. This year I'm really focusing on trying things I have not used before. The palette looks really pretty. Let's take a look at the variations. There are some lighter, middle, and darker mattes, which I love in a palette. I really look for that. And there are some lighter, mid-tone, and deeper shimmers. So I think it's got a good variety, a good color story. It's got, you know, you could do some different depths of looks with that. It's not going on my wish list, but I think it's curated very well. Oh yes, we've got a new addition to the Born This Way collection, the Natural Nudes Eyeshadow Palette. I mean, I feel like Too Faced has enough natural nudes palettes. I don't know that this was necessary to add to their eyeshadow palette collection, but the only thing I like about this palette is that the mattes are bigger pan sizes than the shimmers, which, you know, actually maybe I do end up using more shimmer than matte shadows when I use shadows. I don't know. I always prefer a more variety of matte selection, but I think I use more shimmers. Shimmers are what I hit pan in first. So maybe this isn't the best. It is not on my wish list in case that was up in the air what I was going to do with this palette. Definitely not purchasing it. Next one, this I do really like, I think. This is Makeup a Murder, and this is their Valentine's. Let's see what they called it. The Partner in Crime eyeshadow palette. Oh, I just love their aesthetic. I am a super big crime show watcher. Love it. The only thing I don't love about this palette, and I would not purchase it for this reason, is there are a ton of shimmers in that palette. And if you have heard me talk before about a palette, I need there to at least to be half and half mattes and shimmers. It's like there's 2 dark matte shadows and everything else is shimmer, and that is not what I look for in an eyeshadow palette, so I would not be picking this up, but I still have my eye out for something from Makeup a Murder, and I think it's really pretty shade selection. I just wish some of those shades were matte. The next one, the new ABH mini palette is, oh, it's called Cherry Shades. I am loving this palette. I really need to get another 20% off for Ulta, and I need Ulta to get in, I don't even know if this is coming to Ulta. They still haven't gotten volume 2 there. I have volume 1 that I got at Ulta, and I want all 3 volumes of the mini ones. I didn't want any of the larger ones, but I want all the mini ones. I think they're all beautiful. Look what this has in it though. A2 is a lilac glitter with multi-dimensional sparkle. So this is their new, I want to say they have not had a pressed glitter formula before. There might be one in the Ambrisi palette. I didn't really pay too much attention to that palette. I would love to try ABH's pressed glitter formula. And I love the selection of mattes to shimmers, the color shades in there. I think it's beautiful. Matte Sky Blue. For a cherry palette, I feel like that blue is odd for the theme, not for like my use. I would definitely use that shade with these other shades. So I am excited to have that on my wish list. All right, next we've got the NYX Sabrina Part 3 Spellbook. Okay, first of all, I watched that show. I loved Sabrina the Teenage Witch when I was younger, and then Netflix came out with this Sabrina, like the chilling adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I like it. It's crime solve-ish. I just love anything that has to do with mystery stuff, so I watch it. And I don't know, I keep checking Netflix to see if it's come out yet, and it hasn't come out, so I'm waiting for that. But I am not picking this up. There are it's just too big for me. I love a good theme, but I know when something's not for me, and this would be it. It would sit in my collection and I would not use it. So I'm not picking that up. And I've used NYX shadows several times before, so that's not something that I need to try out. Oh yeah, Love Luxe Beauty has come out with a new palette. It is the Foiled Rose palette. You know what I really love about Love Luxe Beauty is they have got usually like 3 or 4, possibly 5 formulas in their smaller eyeshadow palettes. I have the, is it here? Oh, here it is, for the Love of Fall palette. And 1, 2, I think this had 4, because I think there were 4 or 3 different kinds of formulas within these shimmer shades. So there were 4 different formulas in here, possibly matte and pressed pigment, so maybe even 5, and I really enjoyed that palette. This one I am not picking up. I think it's a pretty color story. I do wish there was 1 additional matte in there, but I do feel like the mattes that are in there, you've got something deeper and you've got something lighter to be able to create a complete look with it. So I don't think it was a bad selection and match. It's just not for me. All right, we finally know what the Midas Cosmetics and Smoky Glow collaboration looks like. Very beautiful palette, very beautiful. I love the Midas Cosmetics formula. I've got 2 eyeshadow palettes from them. I do have an affiliate code I will link it down below. I think it's Melissa Ann. I think that's what it is. If you want to get a % off. The palette is $36, which I would say is a pretty good deal for that size palette. So now let's look at the color shades. You've got some deeper mattes. I feel like, is that a black shimmer in there? That's interesting, I think. For her aesthetic, I feel like a black shimmer is interesting. Not a ton of deeper shimmers, but some shimmers that have more depth and color to it than some of the lighter ones. I feel like you could create a neutral look with that, or you could create a colorful romantic look for that. So I do really like that. I'm not picking that one up because I feel like I have those colors in my collection, and I also have tried Midas Cosmetics before. So that would be the reason I don't pick it up, but I do think it's a really pretty palette, and the swatches look really beautiful. That iridescent white shade with like a green shift looks really pretty too. Then she's also got a highlighter duo, which is $21, not picking that up. And there are 3 lip glosses that are $25. So I'm not picking any of that collection up, but I think it's a really pretty collection. I don't think I have that many more things to talk about. I've got one here. This is a new brand to me, Lunar Skies Cosmetics. Let's see when they started. I like to go back to newer brands, like when was the first post? Looks like it was maybe a while ago. They had a sweater weather palette out. They've got about a little under 3,000 followers on Instagram, so smaller brand, but these palettes look really pretty. So it's the Valentine's Day collection. We've got I Do and the Heartbreaker. So the I Do is a more neutral, I feel like it's got some orange red neutral to it. And then the Heartbreaker one is a more pinky purple one. I love that Heartbreaker one. Looks so pretty. I kind of want it. I wonder how much this is. Each one is $15. Oh, I feel like I need to pick that up and test this brand out. Let's see what it looks like in terms of shipping. I mean, just saying, I might be getting this. You guys, $15 is so affordable. There might be oh, they're out of stock. So the Heartbreaker palette on its own is out of stock. The I Do palette's in stock, but I would only pick up the I Do palette if it was like, if it caused me to have free shipping. It doesn't say anything about shipping though, because I want the Heartbreaker palette. Just asked if that Heartbreaker palette's gonna come back in stock. All right, so moving on, that one is definitely on the wish list. And if it comes back in stock, I'm probably going to pick it up. I love trying newer indie brands. That color story is right up my alley, and $15 is such an affordable price point. Oh yes, I did want to talk about the Kylie Stormy collection, because I actually think this palette is really pretty. Typically, Kylie Cosmetics does not have palettes that pique my interest. The Christmas Santa Baby one they had, I did really like that one, but it never ended up coming to Ulta. If this one comes to Ulta and I've got a 20% off, because I think I have enough points to redeem now, I would pick up this one. I would pick up the new ABH mini ones, and I don't know what else is on my wish list from there, but I just think it's a very pretty romantic palette with a good variety of mattes and shimmers to it. So right up my alley on things that I want to try. But I would only try something like that if I were getting it for free with my Ulta points. It's not something that I would just pick up on its own. Well, I think that might be everything. That went really quick this week. I'm going to check just quick to see if anything else has popped up on Instagram. Okay, really ColourPop. Only one thing since the last time I had a video. I feel like ColourPop might be slowing down, guys. What's going on with the world? All right, guys, that is everything for the week. As always, please tag me if you see things on Instagram that you think that I would like to talk about or you would like to hear me talk about on my new makeup releases. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't forget to enter the giveaway before you leave, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.